Welcome back to Manifest Your Best Life podcast with Franny with the Vanny, the manifestation queen, the Vanlife chef, the jack of all trades, the master of some, but better than none. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is so hot here in sunny Florida. And I am here in the van, obviously. And what else do I got for you? This is episode 11. Isn't that amazing? Episode 11. I can't even believe it myself. So today I am talking about the cost of freedom, the real sacrifices that come with van life and chasing dreams, and why it's still worth it. Okay. So money sacrifices. Okay. So when it came to purchasing the van, I got a loan. The van was going for, I believe, like $22,000, and I didn't have any money in my account. But it's crazy because the things that were happening prior to me even seeing the van, I was paying off on my debts. I was paying off a lot of my debts. I was doing a lot of things to like kind of rebuild my credit a little bit, just making myself better. And it so happened that a few weeks prior, I just opened like a credit card. And no, I already had the credit card, but the limit to the credit card got risen. And I was like, whoa, what the hell is that? And that's because I was doing so good with my credit at the time. And I so happened to see the van. And when I seen the van, I'm like, oh my God, I want this van so freaking bad. But I knew that I couldn't afford the van. Like, I literally didn't have any money in my account. Like, I was doing a lot of things. There was money flowing in, but y'all know how it goes, working paycheck to paycheck. So that's what was happening. And yeah, I got a loan for the van, and up front, you have to pay for like insurance. You got to get the tag. You got to pay for like, there's a lot of things that you have to pay for up front. And to be honest with you, I didn't really have it. My friend helped, one of my friends, she helped me, and I ended up paying her back. But it was very scary at first because I'm like, is this really, like, I know I've said I wanted this, but this is very scary because it's happening so fast. But that's a prime example right there. Is like, when you say you want what you want, God is going to give it to you. And don't say, oh, well, maybe I don't really want it. Hey, God, I was just kidding. No. Ask. When you ask, you shall receive. And when the opportunity is in front of you, take the opportunity. Not every opportunity is a good opportunity, but if you have been asking for it, then... So, you guys already know that I didn't have a lot of money building the van. And at the time when I purchased the van, I actually had my old Honda, my old beat up Honda. And I had my Honda, and you guys, it was really hard. It was really hard because I had to pay payment for the van. I still was paying off my car, my Honda, but it was hard because the Honda was beat up, but I still had to pay it. It was... Anyway, I just couldn't pay for everything at the time. So I ended up selling my Honda. I didn't get as much money as I wanted to, but once again, it was beat up. But I sold it to a person that knew what they were doing. So they bought it for cheap, and then they ended up refixing it and zhuzhing it up and doing whatever they had to do with it. And then I just drove the van around and drove the van around and drove the van around. And you would think that, oh my God, everything is good, everything is great. But like a few months later, I needed an alternator. And when I needed the alternator, I was like, well, I don't want to put money into it now. Let me wait till I get my taxes, or let me wait till I save up a little bit more or something like that. Then I could put the money into it, and then I could just fix everything at once. Since I'm getting on the road in the summer. 3 years later, I got on the road. And as you see, I'm on the road, but not on the road. Now that the van is back, I have the ability to get back on the road. But you know how that goes. In the beginning, it was down for a while, and I would just drive elsewhere to work on it, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot. But it's what I wanted, and I knew it would be an investment. At the end of the day, it was going to be an investment because the van I knew was going to be able to help me a lot more than hurt me. I knew I could go a lot of places. I could experience a lot of things with the van. At the time, I was working 2 jobs. I had my daughter. I had my apartment. You guys, I had so much going on. So that's why this is, it means so much to me. And I hate to like always repeat myself, because I work so hard and so on, but I struggled a lot. Like I would work in the morning at a salon, and then I would work at Home Depot at night, 3 days a week, barely sleeping, working out, doing this, doing that. I just had a lot going on. But there was a lot of sacrifices. There was a lot of money spent. I worked really, really hard. There was a lot of sleepless nights, just to get the repairs, just to make payments, things like that. When I finally got rid of my car, it really did alleviate a lot of the stress that I had with having both payments. But I got rid of the van. I got rid of my car, and then the van, like 3 months later, it gave up on me. So I have been without a vehicle for 3 years, without just a regular old vehicle for 3 years. It's been hard because you got to ask people for their cars. You know, you got to get rides from people. You got to work around people's schedule. You can't get up and go how you used to or how you want to or how you know, it's just difficult. If anybody has been without a car in a smaller city, I know big cities is different. You just hop on a train, you hop on the bus or whatever the case is. It's not that easy down here. It's just, there's bus systems. Ooh. There's bus systems. However, it's just not that convenient. It's not as convenient. So at the time I had a friend, she was really helping me. She would let me borrow her car. I borrowed my mom's car. My boyfriend would borrow his parents' car. We would just do what we had to do, to be honest with you. So there's been a lot of sacrifices made, and that's what it is. Like, people are too afraid to lose certain things, to kind of have to maneuver and figure out certain things. They want to be comfortable, which that's going into the next segue. Comfortability and sacrifices. Okay, when you're in a van, obviously it's a tighter space, and you gotta, like, I had to get rid of a lot of things, you know, just things that like I didn't need. Like, you really don't know how much you don't need until you're in a smaller space, if you guys get what I'm saying. I had to let go of like traditional stability. Like, I was in my apartment, and to save money, I was like, forget this. You get what I'm saying? Like, I went to live with my friend for some time. Then from there, I went to live with my daughter's grandparents. That wasn't so amazing. When I was living with my friend, that was better. But then that life. And it's a lot of sacrifices. People see you and they praise you like, oh my God, you built the van. The van is beautiful. That's great. You're traveling. You're doing this. You're doing that. But a lot of people don't see the background when anybody's working towards their dreams and their goals. But when you really, really want something, you have to make those sacrifices. And I believe that's why a lot of people don't go after what they really want, because it's just comfortable. It's just comfortable not having to grind and stress and be like, damn, where's my next ride? Dang, I got to get an Uber. Dang, I just spent $14 on an Uber and I only made $10. You get what I'm saying? It's difficult. It's difficult. I haven't really experienced too much time in the van that I miss so much of the comfortability. And when we were traveling, we would just go to the gyms and take a shower. And I did miss like being able to like come out of your bathroom with the towel and then just like throw the towel off and just like jump in bed, or just to like walk around your room naked or something like that. I did miss that. I miss having that like kind of like familiar space, and just, I don't know, being so cautious when you're showering at a gym. You're a little cautious. I'm a little cautious. I like to like, I don't know, like you get comfortable, like we got comfortable, but it's still not your home. It's different from being in a traditional home. So you do sacrifice a bit of comfortability, but everything comes with a freaking price, you guys. So stability and security of sacrifices. Not having the same net job of a 9 to 5. I never really had a 9 to 5, so I don't think I've always been like a grinder, doing my thing here, doing my thing there. I've worked at salons, and I've had a 9 to 5, but I've worked weekends. I do hair on the side. I've always done what has needed to be done, if you get what I'm saying, if you get the drift. So not having a 9 to 5 is really not, it's whatever to me. I've never wanted a 9 to 5 since I could remember. I've always told myself that I just kind of want to work for myself. I never wanted to work for anybody else. I just have that mindset of like, I really don't like what people tell me what to do. I don't have a problem what people tell me what to do. It's just really, who is it coming from? Like, if you are a sucky ass manager and you can't even get your shit together, you cannot tell me what to do. If I have no respect for you, you cannot tell me what to do. You cannot speak in my life. So on and so forth. So 9 to 5, that has really not have been an issue. Stability and security is sacrifices when it came to family and friends not always understanding my choice. I'm Haitian. Anybody that has island parents, African parents, whatever the case is, I could speak for us. I can't really speak for anybody else. They're not going to understand you. They're not going to understand you. Like, what are you doing? Why you have a perfect home? You're on the open road. You don't know what could happen on the open road. This could happen, that could happen, anything could happen on the open road. And it's like, yeah, I can lay down in my bed and someone could come rob the house and then we could be dead. I decided, like, in my head, I truly decided to make the decision to get on the road when there was a story that broke. It happened in Miami, Florida, where there was a condo that basically collapsed at like 2:00 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning, something like that. And it was so heartbreaking because I've always been raised like, oh, you don't go out, you don't do this, you go home, you go to work, you come home, you go to the grocery store, you go to church, you come home. The 3 L's, la caille, l'école, l'église. Those are just the 3 L's. You get what I'm saying? Look at the leaf just trying to, it's like, look at me. Anywho, I've always been raised with the 3 L's, la caille, l'école, l'église. And it's like, that's the security, that's the comfort. We don't need to do any more. We might go to a restaurant here and there, but I always knew that I was different. I always knew there was more to it. But these people were in their homes sleeping, getting ready to go to work in the morning, and the whole thing just collapsed. And so many people lost their life. And it just made me realize, uno momento. It just made me realize that at the end of the day, you can live the safest life that you possibly want to live. But am I going to be happy trying to live this oh so safe life? Not only am I going to be happy, anything could happen at any moment in time. Any moment in time. It's crazy. You could just be at the wrong place at the wrong time. You can get robbed. You could die in your sleep. Anything could happen. So if all of these things could happen and anything could happen at any moment of time, why am I so scared? Why am I sheltering myself to not go out and live my best life? I'm not saying do dumb shit. I'm not saying do 120 on the highway and not expecting to crash. I'm not saying just like, I don't know. There's many things that you can do to get you in trouble. But when it comes to just living your life and being happy with it, being blissful with it, traveling, seeing the world, seeing other things, learning other things, why am I so afraid of it? And that's when I decided that I don't give a damn what my friends and family have to say, because I'm going to live my life. I only have one life to live. You can tell the people who have lived their lives to the fullest, and you can tell the people who have not lived their life to the fullest, and they're absolutely miserable. And I just knew that didn't want to be me. I knew that when I was on my dying bed, whenever that time came, I was on my dying bed, I was like, I wanted to know that I lived the best life possible. You know, they say the graveyard is where all the dreams are, because people die and they never live their dreams. They never fully live for themselves. They've always been scared. They've always been thinking about what family and friends are going to say. And oh my God, I want to make people fuck that shit. Okay? The emotional side of uncertainty and being on the road. You know, when I started this journey, or when I was starting this journey, building the van and so on and so forth, I was going to just do it with my daughter, me and my daughter and myself. Y'all know the drift, whatever. So I was just going to do it with my daughter and I. And at the time, I was just kind of running away from home. I've said that plenty of times. And while I was building the van, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Home Depot because I'm going to see if I could give me a little discount. Home Depot don't do discounts. But that's where I met my boyfriend. And honestly, like, I'm sure I could have done it by myself, but I feel so much more secure when I'm with him. He's a big man, and I know that he will protect me. And I know that he'll protect him. You know, he'll protect us. And it feels a lot better having him on the road. I think maybe if I was on the road by myself, I would be a little afraid and I would be a little more sheltered, because naturally, I'm actually very much so sheltered. And I think with him, it gives me the comfort of being able to be like, oh, let's go here, let's go there, let's do this, let's do that, so on and so forth. The uncertainty of just building the van and just emotion. Life is an emotional roller coaster, and I just feel like this whole experience, it really has matured me a lot. Emotionally, it really has matured me a lot, and just everything, to be honest. Like, I don't know, I've learned grit. Like, you know, I've learned grit, like sticking it through when you really haven't seen you don't see a way. I've learned faith. There's just something about learning faith, like just don't knowing how things are going to happen, but you just stay strong. You keep praying, you keep grinding, and it works out. It's always going to work out. God's on my side. The hell? With all that being said, all that sacrifices, all the emotional whatever, all the pain, all the tears, getting hurt, not knowing when things are going to work out or how they're going to work out, why is it still worth it? It's worth it because it's worth it because Like, there's freedom to be able to create your own life, to be able to decide that this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to do. There's freedom knowing that I'm chasing after my dreams and I'm chasing after my goals, no matter how anybody feels about it. It's a peace of mind that I can just explore. We can just see different things, just experience. Like, you understand a lot more when you travel because you see the differences, and we're all the same, but we all grew up a little different. Seeing different, like just waking up to a mountain view every day. It's like, oh my God, being in the desert, in the dry, like it's so different to here in Florida where there's moisture in the air all the time. You're sticky, it's hot, you're sweaty. It's hot over there as well, but it's just so different. Having that freedom to experience that, having the freedom to learn that, like, we go to school for 12 years, and then if we decide to go to college or whatever the case is, then we go to college. We learn all these things, but it's different to learn it from textbook than to actually experience it. Y'all feel me? To actually experience certain things, it's you have a more of an understanding about it. It's like when your parents, y'all remember when we were in high school and our teachers would be like, oh, when you guys get out of high school, things are going to be so different. When you get out of high school, things are this. When you're in college, things are going to be so different. Things get so harder. When you grow up, things get so harder. And like, we didn't really understand what they were talking about. Like, what do you mean they get harder? We had to experience it for ourselves to understand that, damn, these bills are due. I'm making minimum wage. I got a baby to feed. And I'm trying to figure shit out. I'm trying to keep my mind sane. So it's different when you experience the road, the open road, and you experience different cities than to actually hear about it. It's a feeling, like you get there and you feel different. The air is different. It's more breathable. It's not, depending on where you go. So at the end of the day, creating your freedom is just, it's priceless. Experiences and growth, I just wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I just wouldn't change it. I just want to be that person that my daughter looks up to and be like, damn, my mama did it, so I can do it. Like, I want her to wake up and she's going through something and be like, dang, how did my mom get through this? But to know that she had the example for me to get through whatever stumble block, to get through certain things, for her to like now have more of an appreciation or more of an understanding. So all that to say, it's been good, it's been great, but it's not over. Like, seriously, I cannot wait till we get back on the road in May. I should be doing a countdown, but you guys, I'm really not good with countdowns. I'll forget. The number will be all wrong. I don't know. But May, when we get on the road, oh my God, I'm going to be so happy. We're going to be in so much more of a better situation. We're going to be so much more prepared. Getting on the road for that 6 months was just absolutely, it was the experience that we needed before like the real life getting on the road. Like, we have a good, like, y'all get me. It was great getting on the road for that 5 months and getting that experience and that knowledge, so that now when we get on the road, we know what to expect. We know what not to expect. We know how to better prepare. We're already adjusting. We're adjusting a few things in the van. And we're kind of making it better and stronger and a lot more long lasting. So it's good. It's great. So today's affirmation of the week, today's hug of the day. You need to hug yourself every single day. Because if you don't hug yourself, who's going to hug you? Maybe your husband, maybe your wife, who knows? Maybe your kid, oh, mommy, I love you. But at the end of the day, like sometimes we don't take that time to take care of ourselves. And the affirmation of the day, the hug of the day is I release fear of sacrifice and embrace the freedom that comes with living in alignment with my purpose. I release fear, okay? Everything great is on the other side of fear. Anything great is on the other side of fear. Anyone successful will tell you this. I release fear and sacrifice and embrace the freedom that comes with living in alignment with my purpose. Until next time, you guys, like, comment, share. Let me know what you guys have sacrificed in the past. Let me know some of the fears that you have, and let's see if we could overcome them together. Until next time, you guys.